Hi everyone, thanks for visiting my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Carol and I'm so glad that you stopped by. I hope you'll consider subscribing. So today we're going to be working on a side dish for Easter. Now I had put a post on Facebook asking you guys what videos you'd like to see, and many of you suggested side dishes for Easter. So I'm going to do one a little bit different, something that's not really traditional for Easter but is perfect for spring, and it would make a great side dish for your Easter feast. So we're going to be making spring risotto. Now I love risotto. It's creamy and dreamy and just so decadent and really delicious. A lot of people shy away from making it because they think that it's hard to do, but it really isn't. And we're going to make the process even more simple by doing it in the oven. Usually when you make risotto, it's a slow process where you slowly incorporate stock into your rice and let it absorb each time, about a half a cup at a time, and it takes a little while to make. But we're going to make it really easy and we're going to do it in the oven instead. Now for risotto, risotto is just a short grain rice called arborio. So it's a really short grain, it's a really starchy rice, which is what makes it nice and creamy. So we're going to need a cup and a half of our risotto rice. We're going to need some spring vegetables. I've got some beautiful asparagus that I have chopped in about 1-inch pieces. The more slender, the more tender, the better here. So we have a cup of that. I have a cup of green peas. Those are perfect for springtime. And I have about a half a cup of green or spring onions that I have thinly sliced. So those are your vegetables. The asparagus, the green peas, and the spring onion. We're also going to use about 2 cloves of chopped garlic just to add a little extra flavor in the background. And we also need some delicious Parmesan cheese. I'm going to be using about 2/3 of a cup of freshly shredded Parmesan cheese. I always buy mine in a brick. I like the Parmesan Reggiano. If you can get that, that is the best, and it is really delicious. But whatever Parmesan cheese you can get your hands on is fine, but I do try to buy it fresh and shred it myself. That is always better. Trust me on that. And then we're going to need a half a cup of dry white wine. I am going to be using Pinot Grigio, but you use whatever dry white wine that you like. If you're not a wine drinker, no worries, you can make it without. Just sub out another half a cup of your stock. But I highly recommend the wine, you guys. If you're not a wine drinker, just buy the little bottles. That's about what you need for this recipe. So you don't have to commit to a whole bottle. Those work great for cooking, but the wine adds something that you just can't get any other way. But if you want to leave it out, it's fine. Just add a half a cup more of your chicken or vegetable stock instead. And speaking of which, I'm going to be using about 4 cups of chicken stock. You could also use vegetable. So it's kind of up to you, whatever you prefer. So I'm going to bring you in close and we are going to get started. Okay guys, I have my oven preheating to 400 degrees, and you want to use a large Dutch oven for this. To our preheated Dutch oven, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of delicious butter, and we're going to add an additional 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Okay, once your butter is pretty well all the way melted, you want to add your 2 cloves of chopped garlic, and we're going to let those saute for about a minute or so. You want it to start to smell fragrant, but you don't want to take it too far. We don't want garlic to burn. Garlic becomes bitter when it's burnt, and you want to be about on a medium heat here. We don't want to burn our butter at all. Okay, once you've sauteed your garlic, you're going to add a cup and a half of your arborio rice, and we're going to saute that for a minute or two. We want it to absorb the butter. Okay, once your rice has started to absorb the butter, it should take just about a minute, 2 minutes at the most. We're going to go ahead and add our half a cup of dry white wine, and we're going to stir that and just let that cook for about a minute or so until the wine starts to evaporate. Okay, at this point, your rice has started to look nice and creamy. The wine has pretty much evaporated. So now we're going to add our 4 cups of chicken stock or vegetable, whichever one you're using. Okay, once you add your stock, we're going to increase our heat to high, and we want to bring this up to a boil. Once it starts to boil, we can put the lid on and then put it in a preheated 400-degree oven for about 20 minutes. Okay, so you're going to bake your risotto on 400 degrees until almost all of your liquid is absorbed. It should be getting soft. Your rice should be getting soft and creamy, and there should be a little bit of your liquid left. Then we're going to come back to the stovetop. We're going to turn it on to a medium heat, and we're going to add our asparagus and our peas. I'm using frozen peas. You can use fresh if you want. We're going to stir those in. And we're going to let those cook just until they're heated through on a medium-low heat. And we're going to cook that for about 5 minutes. So I'm going to put the lid back on, let it cook for about 5 minutes until our vegetables are bright green. And then when we come back, we're going to add just a few more things and our risotto will be done. Okay, guys, after about 3 to 5 minutes, you just want your vegetables to be heated through. The rest of your liquid is going to be absorbed by the rice. So now we are going to add about a teaspoon or so of some salt. I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of lemon pepper. We're going to add our green onions and our Parmesan cheese. I'm going to turn off my heat. I'm going to stir all of that together. I'm also going to stir in another tablespoon of butter. Give it a taste, adjust my seasonings, and we're all done. Okay guys, how easy was that? Look how beautiful. How pretty would that be on your Easter table? Beautiful green veggies, that delicious creamy risotto rice, a little bit of wine in the background, your delicious chicken stock, the lemon pepper, creamy, dreamy, and just delicious. Beautiful spring dish. So let's give it a taste and see how we did. You guys, that's so good, and it is the perfect spring dish. You've got those beautiful spring vegetables, that lovely green color. The vegetables still have a little bit of crunch to them. Cooked al dente, and then the lemon from the lemon pepper complements the dish perfectly. If you prefer, you could use some lemon zest and put it in your risotto, but the lemon pepper I think works really well. So just delicious, pretty simple dish, and it will be perfect for Easter. So I hope you'll give it a try. If you have any comments or questions, leave them for me in the comment section. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and I will see you next time. Have a great day, guys.